But when it comes to unmasking, it's unlearning everything that you've learned from your parents, from society, from the TV, you know what I mean? It's taking everything that you've learned and trying to figure out like which things are important and which things are like made up rules by people. What's up everyone? I am Ollie Rose, for those of you who don't know, and today we're gonna be talking about unmasking as a late in life diagnosed autistic person, who is me, by the way. I did not know much about autism until my son got diagnosed. Anything that I knew about autism was from like TV shows and how they portrayed it, and it was usually a very extreme, like outwardly extreme version of autism. It wasn't until about 4 or 5 years ago that I really started to dig deeper into autism and realize that I had similar traits to my son. The difference is people who are assigned male at birth have different types of symptoms, or not symptoms, diagnostic criteria, to people who are assigned female at birth. And so that was where like part of the miscommunication was between possibly thinking I have it and also possibly thinking maybe I'm just being a hypochondriac, because I'm not exactly like my son. But turns out if you know one autistic person, you've experienced one flavor of autism. I started watching like seminars on YouTube to kind of understand a bit more, and I really started to notice connections to sensory problems, connections to like sounds, tastes, type of clothes, my like emotions when it comes to frustration, verbal explanations as to what autistic meltdowns feel like. But I kind of pushed it off aside for a bit because part of me was also like, am I making this up just to take the attention away from my son? And then a few years later, I kind of started to come back to it a little bit more. That was when I ended up going and seeing a psychiatrist, and that was also when I got diagnosed with like obsessive compulsive disorder and anxiety. I already had the AuDHD diagnosis. I also used to have a bipolar diagnosis, but turns out it's not bipolar disorder, it's autism and PMDD. But when I was at that psych appointment, I also mentioned like, hey, I think I'm autistic. I mentioned the like traits from my childhood, traits from like now, and I didn't get like a full-on diagnosis or a full-on evaluation, but he agreed with me that he said it seemed like there was a high chance that I was autistic, and that was pretty much where it was left at. So I ended up being like a self-diagnosed autistic person, which is valid because this shit is expensive to get done professionally, and also there are like possible safety risks if you're an adult and you're getting diagnosed autistic. Not too long ago, I ended up getting the official diagnosis, and it was very, very, very validating to have a doctor be like, yes, you definitely are. After the self-diagnosis, but before the professional diagnosis, I really started to try and kind of feed into unmasking. I grew up in a very heteronormative household, a very like properly feminine household. Like my Nana never wore denim. She only wore pantsuits and like loafers. And I was learning that you don't leave the house in anything but like nice clothes. You do your makeup, you do your hair. You don't leave the house looking unprofessional, I guess. And so I lived by that mostly. Not as strictly as my mother. I was brought up to be very feminine. I wore heels to high school. I wore like long hair extensions. I used to pile so much makeup on myself. And I just sat in that and I lived in that. And I thought that everybody felt uncomfortable in their skinny jeans. And I thought that everybody felt super uncomfortable wearing heels. There was not a person alive that actually enjoyed walking around in heels. Obviously, everybody hates this. It's not just me. Everybody super dislikes it. Nobody truly, truly actually fucking likes it, which is not true. As I'm like trying to unmask, I really started to ask myself, like, what are you doing that you don't like that seems normal within society or seems normal within your like presenting gender? And I mentioned that because I'm non-binary, and I mentioned that because a lot of autistic people don't feel like they sit within structural genders. So society puts male and female on us, but I don't feel either way. And it's not that I feel masculine or like feminine, it's just I don't exist in the like two binary, in the binary spectrum. I just feel like I'm chilling right here. And I thought everybody felt like that. As I'm learning to unmask, I took everything that I thought I knew about anything to do with comfort, anything to do with clothes, and I kind of just threw it out the window. I hate skinny jeans. I fucking hate them. I hate anything that digs into my armpits. I hate sleeves. Long sleeves, abso-fucking-lutely not. I've just now started getting used to wearing like short sleeves. And if I'm wearing short sleeves, it cannot be like the female fit, that like tight, up in your armpits, fucking absolutely not. If my feet feel scrunched up, I don't wanna wear it. I absolutely love Crocs. I love barefoot shoes. It's like things like that, like throw it away. Absolutely throw it away. When it comes to unmasking, think of all of the things you absolutely hate when it comes to clothes, shoes, makeup, your hair. Take all of that, write down everything that makes you uncomfortable, and then try and find the solution. That's gonna be such a good place to start, because it really starts making you think about everything that's connected to like sensory problems or being uncomfortable. You also have to ask yourself, like, what do you do that makes you physically uncomfortable, but it makes everybody around you more comfortable? I mean, and it's so much easier said than done, but you have to start for your own comfort. Stop caring about those kinds of specifics. The other part that connects to that, and I kind of brought it up earlier when it comes to like being non-binary or not wanting to like wear a feminine mask all the time, is also questioning if you're doing things because it's what your assigned gender is telling you that you need to do as far as society goes. And I know that some of you are gonna roll your eyes, but I really think that that is so important, because a lot of our identity out in the community is connected directly to how we present outwardly as far as our gender goes. Do you feel like you're putting on a mask every single morning? And do you want to stop doing that? Do you want to stop having to dress up in a costume? For me personally, now that I've recognized it, I do like dressing more feminine. I do like wearing makeup, certain types of makeup. I do like wearing certain types of feminine clothes, but it still feels like a costume. It feels like a mask. But at this point, I have found things that I really enjoy, and I'm starting to really understand my style as far as all my masks go. And so it makes it more enjoyable. So some other things that you can do to kind of move into your unmasking journey is going back to thinking about things that bug you sensory-wise. For me, I have learned that loud noises piss me right the off. Unless I'm choosing the loud noise, absolutely not. There are two products that I do absolutely love. I love me some soundproofing headphones. I used to have Beats, absolutely hate them. Whatever they use for the noise canceling, whatever frequency or whatever the techno, absolutely fucking hate it. I can hear it. The ones that I really, really like are, I got them from TikTok shop, but they're Wyze. They're W-Y-Z-E. They are their soundproofing headphones. They have a lot of padding at the top. Also, I cannot hear the soundproofing on the Wyze. I don't know what the difference is. I don't know. I don't know anything about, I don't know shit about shit. I just know I can't hear it. And the bass on those is way better. And I'm one of those bitches that like when I am listening to music and the bass starts coming through, oh, full body like goosebumps. Absolutely love it. I love music. Something else that I absolutely like, also not sponsored, is so they're by Flare Audio, F-L-A-R-E. I know a lot of people use the loops sound canceling to like make it so the sounds around you aren't as good. I don't like them. These ones I can wear for hours. Last year for my birthday, I went to the Cosmopolitan and I went to see Pauly D at one of the pool parties, and I wore these the whole time, and it was glorious. Next up on the things that you need to do when you're like unpacking and unmasking is being okay with saying no. It's okay. You don't have to do shit. If you have friends that are inviting you to go do something and you're tired or it just doesn't sound fun to you, you don't have to do it. You can just say no. You can allow yourself to say no. No is a full sentence. You can stop doing things that you don't like. And you can also accommodate yourself for those things. So I mentioned I went to a pool party, like day club at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas last year to see Pauly D. I just, you know what? I grew up with Jersey Shore. I had to go and see Pauly D. So when you're wanting to do something, but it doesn't really seem like something you'd fully like to do, start to kind of think about ways where you can accommodate yourself to make it more enjoyable for yourself. I would love to go back to Vegas. I would love to do that for my birthday every single year. Same exact thing. I also love a routine, so I think that's might be why I would like to do the same exact thing. This is kind of like a last piece of places to start where you're wanting to unmask, but if you don't like certain foods, you don't have to eat them. I grew up being told I was a picky eater. that I was really difficult to feed. And I used to get made fun of for it by like my parents because like all I would eat was chicken nuggets and fries. And so as an adult, I've really started to like take a step back and be like, I don't like these foods. I don't like them. I'm gonna stick to the foods that I like, and I'm gonna allow myself to eat the same fucking thing every single day because like I said, I love a routine. Breakfast and lunch is the same. And when those safe foods are no longer safe and I've like gotten the ick from something, then I'll just change it to a new safe food and it will be the same thing all over again. Let yourself do that. It's okay. You don't have to like eat something different every single day. I know that the rules of society are like, I don't really understand why, but you can eat whatever you want. I went to a really fancy restaurant for a creator thing a few years ago. We went to this fancy seafood restaurant. And people are getting like oysters and like these fancy platters. And I got the chicken tendies and the french fries. I'm not gonna get it and pretend to eat it and enjoy it. I'm getting the chicken strips. Lastly, when it comes to unmasking is understanding and allowing yourself that tasks are fucking hard and that doing a bunch of care tasks, you know, cleaning your house, taking care of your body, doing all of these things takes a lot. I forget to do a lot of shit. I forget to brush my teeth all the time. So I love a list. I love a checklist. I'm gonna give you guys examples, and I also have these on my website, but for my kids, for instance, I made them 2 lists, and I use these for myself as well. So this one is just regular care tasks. There are morning care tasks. So you eat, you put your dishes in the sink, your trash in the bin, you wipe down crumbs, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you get dressed. Basic morning stuff. The evening is you eat, you put your dishes in the sink, the trash in the bin, you wipe your crumbs, put away toys in the living room and the hallway, pick up trash in the living room and the hallway, put laundry in a basket, brush your teeth, wash your face, you go to bed. These are things that I've set up for my kids, and it does look a bit childish, but I'm wanting to make more of a like regular, not as like kiddie look. I mean, you can use this one. I think it's adorable. The other list that I made for my kids, but I also like to use it for myself, is their bedroom cleaning checklist. Put dirty laundry in the laundry basket. Put away any clean clothes that are on the floor. Either put them away or throw them in the laundry basket. Throw away all your trash. Put your dishes in the sink if they're in your bedroom. Pick up toys and put them in the right place or whatever you have. Make sure blankets and pillows are on your bed, because I don't make my bed. But if the blankets and pillows are on the bed, that's good enough for me as long as they're not on the floor. And then put your shoes in the closet or nicely by the front door. Again, this is a good checklist for literally anybody. I get very overwhelmed when I'm cleaning. My parents didn't teach me to clean. And so one thing that I've had to learn as I grow up is it's okay to need checklists and to not remember to do all of these things. And it's okay that you're not on autopilot to do these things, because apparently some people wake up and they're just able to do this. I cannot relate. I have days where I do the kids' bathroom and the living room and the hallway, and I do like the dumpsters and like all of the deep cleaning, but I forget what I'm doing. And it's okay to accommodate yourself with lists. But when it comes to unmasking, it's unlearning everything that you've learned from your parents, from society, from the TV, you know what I mean? It's taking everything that you've learned and trying to figure out like which things are important and which things are like made up rules by people. And a lot of them are made up rules by people. If you have enjoyed this video and you would like to hear more from me, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. But also I do have a Substack, and that will be linked below. Basically, it's like a newsletter. So if you don't have the app and you don't want to sit and scroll on Substack, when you sign up for the newsletter with your email, my stuff will just get emailed right to you. And I talk about unmasking and parenting and like all of those good things. So again, that's going to be linked below. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. And that's all. My kids are fighting right now, so this is a great place. Can you hear that? We're done.